What's up, everyone? Welcome to the August 26th edition of DraftKings Tournament Plays presented by Prize Picks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, use the promo code AWESOMO when you sign up and make a deposit at Prize Picks. You'll receive one free month of Stokastic Plus Platinum. You'll also receive a 100% deposit bonus up to $100 on that first deposit. We have a huge 14-game MLB slate tonight. As always, we're going to take a look at three of the top tournament stacks and three of the top tournament pitchers using the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool on the Stokastic.com website. Starting with the top stacks, number 3, the Washington Nationals are taking on Mike Minor tonight in Washington. The Nats are typically a team that we're looking to take pitchers against as opposed to rostering their hitters, but they're extremely inexpensive in a good matchup tonight against Minor. Minor has only struck out 17.5% of hitters with a 5.22 xFIP and 2.23 home runs allowed per 9 innings this year. The Nats active roster is very bad, 82 WRC plus and a 118 ISO on their active roster, but there is some right-handed power and they are mostly extremely inexpensive. The Nats are currently projected for 8% ownership with a 5% chance of being the top scoring stack and an 18% chance of being the top value stack. Number 2, the Toronto Blue Jays taking on Reed Detmers tonight in Toronto. The Blue Jays are projected for 4% ownership with a 5% chance of being the top scoring stack. Detmers is a highly regarded pitching prospect. He has had some success this year with a 23.4% strikeout percentage, but he does have a 4.1 xFIP and has allowed 1.19 home runs per 9 innings. Negative park shift for him as well going into Toronto. The Jays active roster has a 112 WRC plus and 162 ISO. And number 1, the San Diego Padres are taking on Kris Bubic tonight in Kansas City. We know the Padres have been awful since the trade deadline, but they have too much talent in this lineup for that to continue. They are expensive, which could make them difficult to get to, but if you're able to get there, they're only projected for 4% ownership with an 8% chance of being the top scoring stack. They only have about a 1% chance of being the top value stack. Bubic has struck out 18.2% of hitters with a 4.59 xFIP while allowing 1.05 home runs per 9 innings this year. The Padres have a 114 WRC plus and 164 ISO on their active roster. Now, before we take a look at the top 3 tournament pitchers, we do have a new promo code for viewers of these videos. That promo code is ADAMMLB. Use it and get 50% off Stokastic Plus weekly. This offer is available for new users only, but if you haven't already signed up, take advantage of this promo code. It'll get you access to behind the paywall data, including the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool that I reference in these videos. So again, that's promo code ADAMMLB. Use it and get 50% off Stokastic Plus weekly. Now, taking a look at 3 of the top tournament pitchers. Number 3, Bailey Falter is taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight. Falter is only $6,700 in a favorable matchup against a really bad Pittsburgh team. The Pirates active roster has an 87 WRC plus and 24.3% strikeout percentage. Falter has struck out 22.8% of hitters so far this season, though he does have a 4.61 xFIP. Falter is projected for 7% ownership with an 8% chance of being the top scoring pitcher and a 14% chance of being a top 2 value pitcher, 8% chance of being a top 2 scoring pitcher rather than the top scoring pitcher, but still projected to be a bit underowned. Number 2, Joe Musgrove taking on the Kansas City Royals tonight in Kansas City. Musgrove is projected for 14% ownership with a 13% chance of being a top 2 scoring pitcher. The Royals are missing Vinny Pasquantino, who's on the injured list, so that makes the lineup much less dangerous. Their active roster has an 88 WRC plus and 24% strikeout percentage. Musgrove has struck out 24.4% of hitters with a 3.36 xFIP so far this season. And number 1, Spencer Strider, $9,500 in a very dangerous matchup against the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals active roster has a 121 WRC plus and 19.9% strikeout percentage, but Strider leads the slate with a 36.8% strikeout percentage and 2.45 xFIP so far this season. He, in one previous start against the Cardinals, did strike out 12 guys in 6 innings. Not to say that that's predictive of what's going to happen tonight, but it is kind of nice to at least know that he can. He's projected for 17% ownership with a 14% chance of being a top 2 scoring pitcher. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks: number 3, the Washington Nationals; number 2, the Toronto Blue Jays; and number 1, the San Diego Padres. And the top 3 tournament pitchers: number 3, Bailey Falter; number 2, Joe Musgrove; and number 1, Spencer Strider.